What's going on, guys, and welcome to another Doctor Who classic review. Today I'm reviewing the 7th Doctor Sylvester McCoy story, The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. This is my first ever Sylvester McCoy 7th Doctor review, so pretty interesting. This is actually the only one I have in my collection so far. I got it for my birthday along with a bunch of other DVDs, so I thought, you know what, we haven't done a 7th Doctor story yet, so why not give this one a shot. This is the first time I've ever seen this, and also you might realise that if you've been watching these videos quite a bit, you'll know that the setup is quite a bit different today. I've just kind of got probably a still image in the background of the DVD with no title, so you can sort of credits or whatever in the background like I usually do, because I actually recorded this before. I recorded this yesterday and uploaded it yesterday and it got blocked, so yeah, that's not great. From now on I'm probably just going to do it like this. Doesn't look as good, but yeah, a bit of a pain. I might just have to do this for the Sylvester McCoy ones and any other ones I have issues with. I've been fine with every other Doctor that I've done so far, so it must just be Sylvester McCoy's intro that has issues with copyright, but there we go. Anyway, this is The Greatest Show in the Galaxy by Stephen Wyatt. Although Ace hates clowns, the Doctor decides to take his companion to the psychic circus on the planet Segonax. There they find a group of scared performers who live in fear of the sinister and creepy Chief Clown. But what is so dangerous about this particular circus? Why is there such a small audience, and will Ace be able to overcome her fear before it's too late? So that is the back of the DVD for The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. Seems like a pretty simple sort of story, and you know, I went into this one not really expecting too much. I knew that people did quite enjoy this one. It was one of the better ones in the 7th Doctor era, but I didn't think it was really one of the classics. But I'll say right now, I actually really enjoyed this episode. But we always start these videos off with the cast, so let's do that. Starting off with Sylvester McCoy as the 7th Doctor. Of course, Sylvester McCoy is great. I really do like his Doctor. He's a little bit wacky, a little bit weird. If I was to compare him to one of the modern series Doctors, it would definitely be the 11th Doctor. You know, he's got that kind of weird wackiness to him that Matt Smith also has. He's a bit too weird in some ways, but I think he's still pretty good. He's very good in the story, and you know, altogether, I think he just plays a very good Doctor. The companion for this one is, of course, Sophie Aldred as Ace. Ace is a great companion, one of the most beloved companions in the classic series, and the final companion of the classic series. She's a lot like the newer companions in the new series. She resembles that a lot, just with the way she acts, the way she is, but mainly because of the way she was kind of written. You know, they really give her a lot more kind of backstory and just a lot more progression than they had ever done with companions in the classic series. It's a lot more like companions in the new series, and yeah, I mean, I like Sophie Aldred as Ace. I think she does a very good job in the role. She's not one of those screamy companions. She really kind of fends for herself, and that's always a good thing. There's quite a lot of kind of guest casts in this one, so I'm just going to go through some of the main ones, which is actually still quite a lot. We've got T.P. McKenna as Captain Cook, really good. Jessica Martin as Mags, also really good. We have Rico Ross as the Ringmaster, very good. Ian Reddington as Chief Clown, very creepy. The Chief Clown, as you can see, the one on the cover on the left there. Really good, creepy, kind of weird voice, and just the way he plays the clown is really creepy, really scary, but also pretty funny at times, so yeah, it does a really great job with that. We've got Peggy Mount as the Stalls lady. She's pretty funny and pretty good. Skip that kid because we don't really know him that much. Bellboy, Christopher Guard as Bellboy. I really liked Bellboy. I thought he was a really interesting character. I thought he was well written, and I thought the actor Christopher Guard played him very well. Just the way he said his lines and the way he was just talking and, you know, just doing everything. He did a really good job, and I was really invested in Bellboy as a character. That's really it. Maybe Deborah, what's that, Manship as Morgana? She did a good job, and Chris Jury? I can't really see, my computer's a bit far away from me, so I can't read them very well, but the guy who played Deadbeat, also very good. Alright, so now we go to some of the good points of The Greatest Show in the Galaxy, starting off with the robot scene. Yeah, so pretty early on, I think in episode 1, well, it definitely was in part 1, we have this robot that the Doctor, Ace, Captain Cook and Mags find buried in the sand, and they start digging it up. to see what's going on. It kind of comes alive and starts shooting at them. It doesn't really do anything, but I thought it was just a nice little action scene. It's always good to have some action scenes in these stories. I don't like, even if a story doesn't have the strongest storyline, the strongest plot, I do appreciate a little bit of action because it just makes it more entertaining to watch. Even a story with a very weak plot can be fairly interesting if it has plenty of action in it. So that robot scene definitely was good in there. Also, the ticket robot was pretty funny and also pretty creepy. Yeah, so there was this robot on that kind of hippie bus type thing that was apparently taking tickets, and it was like, "Tickets please, show me your tickets," and it was really creepy. It was just a really creepy robot. It reminded me of something. I don't know what it reminded me of, but definitely reminded me of some other kind of robot or something from, probably not from Doctor Who, but I don't know, just something that I've seen. But yeah, that ticket robot, pretty damn cool and creepy. Also, the clowns are pretty creepy. Of course, we have the chief clown who I talked about earlier. He's very, very good. He does a great job with the acting and everything. And also we have the robot clowns, who I think are also very, very good. They're just robots, so they just kind of walk around, almost a bit like the Auton robots from Terror of the Autons. Very, very similar to them. And that's not great how they kind of just used that again. They just used, basically clown robots, which was basically what Terror of the Autons was. I haven't actually seen Terror of the Autons yet, but just from looking at the cover, you can tell there's clown Autons in that. So yeah, a little bit of a kind of rehash from that episode, but still, those clowns are very, very creepy as well. The bit with Ace in the room with the robot clowns was creepy. Yeah, lots of creepiness in this episode. This is a very creepy, but also kind of funny, strange little story. And the bit with Ace in the dark room with all the robot clowns around her coming towards her, that was very, very creepy. A very intense moment. Thought it was directed and shot very, very well. When the Doctor, Captain Cook and Mags go into the ring, yeah, basically, the whole premise of this story is that people go to the psychic circus, which is the greatest show in the galaxy, and they are like, "Oh, I want to perform," and they go out and do their performance. But if there's only 3 people in the audience, which is like a mum, a dad, and a kid, which it turns out that they're the gods of Ragnarok. And we end up seeing what they actually look like, which you can kind of just see in the background of the DVD cover. But if they don't like the performance, they give it like a 0, and the person gets killed. So basically, the person just has to try and keep the gods entertained. And I thought it was pretty cool when the Doctor, Captain Cook, and Mags all went together, but then Captain Cook kind of turned on them a bit, and it was revealed that Mags was a werewolf, and she turned into a werewolf, and she actually attacked Captain Cook. So that was an interesting little scene there. I thought, once again, nice little bit of action to really get in there, kind of delve into the story a bit more, but give us a bit of action. That's always good. Ace using Bellboy's robot to kill the clown and his robots, a pretty good scene, a little bit quick. Basically, Ace uses Bellboy's robot to, with the controller, to kill the clown robots and the actual chief clown himself. It's pretty quick done. They don't really do anything. They just kind of stand there and get shot at, and then they're all dead. And it's like, oh, okay, that was a bit quick, wasn't it? But I still thought it was a pretty cool scene. And then finally, the Doctor using the medallion to defeat the gods was good, but how did Ace know to throw it into the well? Yeah, so basically at the end, the Doctor is actually kind of transported or teleported or something, I don't know. He's actually there with the gods of Ragnarok, and we see the gods how they actually look. They don't look like the mum, dad and daughter that they do in the circus. It's more of this kind of historical looking setting with these gods there. And he's doing his performance, but then Ace throws this medallion with the eye on it down the well, which also has that eye in it, and it saves the day, and the Doctor uses it to kind of deflect the god's weapon back at them. I thought that was a really cool, nice scene. Once again, nice little bit of action, but also a nice way to just tie up that whole eye thing that we were kind of confused about throughout the whole story and wondering what it was. However, how Ace knew to throw that in the well is beyond me, because I'm fairly sure the Doctor and Ace hadn't seen each other until like the start of part 2, when they got split up when the Doctor went into the ring. You know, they hadn't really, I don't think, seen each other since that point, so how they knew to do all this I have no idea, but it was still fun. Now we go on to the couple of bad things. There's not too much bad to say about this episode really. First of all though, part 1's cliffhanger was just the Doctor asking Ace if they were going into the circus. Bit of an anticlimactic cliffhanger for part 1. There was some other stuff going on. We had Mags screaming. We had her screaming because somebody, I presume, was getting killed in the circus, but it didn't actually show us that, it just showed her screaming. That would have been a better thing to leave it on. That kind of was happening simultaneously, but the actual episode ended just on the Doctor asking Ace, "Would you like to go into the circus?" And that was a terrible Sylvester McCoy impression. I don't even know what that was. And it just kind of ended on that. And I thought that was a bit of a weird way to end the episode, but yeah, whatever. It's a very small thing. And then finally, the Doctor's performance for the Gods of Ragnarok was cringy at times. You know, like I said, it was well done. I liked the concept of it. But God, it was cringy. I mean, he was just trying to buy time. That's really what was going on. But I mean, starting off with the thing right at the start when he goes, "You ain't seen nothing yet," and he does that weird thing with his legs. What were they thinking? That has not aged well at all. That has not aged well at all. It looks absolutely awful. I don't know what they were trying there, but yeah. And then there's the weird thing with the chickens coming out of his mouth. Then there's the thing where he was dancing with the rope. Oh god, it was very, very cringy. It's just especially the first bit, that you ain't seen nothing yet, the way he says it, and the stupid effect of him like spinning around on his legs. Oh god, that didn't look good. But all in all, this was a very good episode actually. I was pleasantly surprised by this one. I was expecting it to just kind of be average, but honestly, I think it's a little bit above average. This is the first 7th Doctor episode that I've reviewed, so I haven't really got anything to compare it to yet, but if I was to rate The Greatest Show in the Galaxy, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah, really enjoyed this one, thought it was very, very good. Can't wait to delve more into the Sylvester McCoy era for these videos. Like I said, I have seen a couple of other 7th Doctor stories, however, haven't reviewed any yet. This is the only one I have on DVD, so yeah, can't wait to look more into it. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.